Why does it feel like I have not streamed in a while? Maybe because I haven't? Has it been like a week already? I feel like... I've been missing a lot of games recently. I don't know if it's because they just happened at times when I'm not free, or maybe I was not around this weekend. I don't really know. Let's see here. So today we have a backyard brawl match, round 3, between Snake and Leethus. Snake is going to be bottom half of your screen. Leethus is top half. Red versus blue. I don't know what this dice roll situation is. But it looks like Leethus is going to be rocking the Taukaka, the Nagoriyuki, and the Giovanna. Snake will be running Ram Lethal, Zato, and Testament. So interesting. I think this is the first time. Is this the first time I'm casting Testament? I don't remember if I've seen a Testament before. Definitely not seen Taukaka in a while. This is a character, of course, from season 5, not from season 7. What's up, Ice Pop? How are you? And yeah, we're gonna see some Giovanna gaming in game 2. But of course, in order to see that, we must get through the horrors and then the pains that is Taukaka. Take a look at this Taukaka UA. When you initially strike with a wild swing, your attack is before advance 2, then you may spend 1 force to retreat 2. It's fun until you realize you're just supposed to be like playing the numbers against this character and then hope you win. Ram Lethal can spend force to add additional range to her attacks. Spend 2 force to add plus 1 max range to anything that she throws out there. So Tao will be good character on offense, right? Because you break the speed curve, you can hit with things that like randomly wouldn't hit. You're also wild swinging, so I mean, there's that aspect as well. Whereas she's awful on defense because her cards kind of suck. Right? They're not good cards. And she has no UA on defense as well, right? So it should be an interesting time. Ram Lethal, of course, can use her UA on defense, but it's a little bit risky, right? It's a big expenditure on defense, especially into like a Tau Wild Swing. But anyways, looks like we are off. We didn't really take a look at the kits before, but we have an above curve range 3. We have fast, kind of like a fast dive. Actually, no, not really. It's a fast fireball. We have assault like. We have a 1-4 like baby sweep. It has only 3 guards. So it's a little bit awkward. We have sub bravado, and then we have a DP shape. And we've Cavados as well. So Snake is just preps turn 1. Tao will just wild swing, so she has before advance 2, spend 1 force to retreat 2. Looks like we're responding with the aggressor Dono. Fortunately, the Tao will go first. We'll advance 2 with the cross and hit the aggressor Dono, and then retreat back to range 5 and we'll miss. So early Early investment of the Aggressor Dono does not pay out. Why is Leethus thinking here? Is this just... What? Why? Does that... What? Cross hits there, my guy. Cross hits... Right? Cause cross... Am I insane? Like, you spend one... Like, cross... You go here, and then you retreat to range 5, where Aggressor Dono misses. Ram Lethal did not spend the 2 force, so... Don't know what that was about. I just really questionable. And now we're at range 6. Yeah, I don't really understand that. Anyway, we're at range 6. Tao can't really hit here outside of a kitty litter or a dive. Can this character hit? Can Rim Lethal hit? I don't think Rim Lethal can hit either. That's how I Calvados, but Calvados doesn't. There's no gauge for the Calvados. Looks like we're gonna be spending Calvados to move to range 4, and then Tao will strike from hand. She has an above curve option, and the kitty litter special could just be dive. Oh, Trick Edge! I forgot about Trick Edge. Everyone forgets about Trick Edge. Trick Edge only works when you're at the edge of the arena. But when you're at the edge of the arena, you close 3, and it has Ignore Guard, which will pop the focus, dealing 2 damage. It was a Trick Edge only. The reason why the Cross Whiff was it was a Trick Edge only setup. Anyway, it's going to be Let's Rock boosted for Ram Lethal. Gets teched. Tao at range 1. This is not really the place to be offensively. I mean, you can do some crazy stuff like Wild Swing Spike, and that hits. That's the fun one. Let's Rock's an interesting one, because I feel like... Grasp as a card, as Ice Pop notes in the chat. Grasp as a card, just feel... If Tao's Wild Swing's at range 2, Grasp just kind of beats everything outside of, like, Tao's own Grasp. So it's interesting to see it's being used as a Let's Rock. Anyway, it's going to be the Brigadier Sword boosted. This basically just means Tao can't escape from the sweeps. It's going to be a 1-4 sweep that hits the whole board because Ram Lethal's honestly Ram Lethal's in the middle. We're going to see the Meow I'm Serious now strike hit advance to retreat 3. Again, this is not something I really get because I just feel like Ram Lethal responds with a 1-4 sweep, right? Unless this is like something crazy like a second Trick Edge, or it could be Slashy Slashy, right? Slashy Slashy does have an after push too, and then Tao can dodge. That's kind of the only card that makes sense. Maybe Double Paw Strike does a similar thing. So yeah, I guess this is nuts. Even like Grass Beat focus here, right? Unless Remlithal can technically spend for a 1-4 focus, and that would win combat all the time. But no, it's actually just going to be the Double Paw Strike for Tao, that mid-speed shape, speed 5, 6 power with a push 1, and then Tao can retreat back to range 5. Remlithal just decides to block it, so it'll be 6 total power incoming. Surely 2 force will be spent, and yeah. 2 force in the form of the Ultra to retreat to range 5. It's going to be the Delayed Explosion boosted. Now draw 2, hit push 1. The opponent's push fewer than 1 space plus 2 power. It's gonna be prep for Taokako at range 5. Remember, we're gonna be spending the 2 force, of course, to add max range to this attack. So being like a Bajonetto performs extremely well here. 7 power. Dive is also 7 power, technically, I guess. Tau just has to Wild Swing. Wild Swing is the Ultra. That's not going to be any good. Yeah, it is the 7 power Bajonetto, which also gives advantage as well. Can't cross out. There's no run behind you, Tau, unfortunately. So yeah, big damage here for Remember. Remember Lethal gains advantage as well. Snake just preps with that advantage. Looks like Tau just prepped. Okay, back to you. Tau really prepping a lot instead of using this UA. Only used that UA once. To be Snake boosting the Faultless defense. Back to Tau here. Faultless defense makes Assault look really good here. A lot of Tau's options don't really... Actually, Slashy, double pulse strike does. And Slashy would go second. But Assault looks pretty good here. Other than that. But looks like Snake's gonna be spending Force here. So playing a card with that benefits from the additional range. And yep, spends Dive and a Dauro for what? Cross, okay. And Tau Wild Swing's block. Tau, of course, will advance 2, courtesy of the block. Snake just preps. Tau just swinging, of course. Range 4 is generally the perfect place to do it. Although Remlethal does have an above curve option that does hit at range 4, technically, the Dauro. Super above curve, right? Speed 6. But again, you just gotta play those odds. We haven't seen a bunch of slows from Tau, so maybe Snake plays around that. Looks like Snake will be spending 2 force here. The form of block and a grasp. And it's going to be a range 1 to 4 sweep. Hexa Edge will trade with the 1 to 4 sweep. But Tao looks for something better. And Tao gets a spike! And that is going to be brutal. 5 damage incoming. Health totals are now equalized. And good wild swing there from Tao. I guess. That just hedges those bets. And looks like Ram Lethal just sets an EX attack. This is pretty well known. 15 of Ram Lethal's cards are down. So I wonder if this is what, like EX slash? I don't know. EX Sabrabato? EX Lumo? No, that's not that one. It is just the EX slash. EX slash beats the Wild Swing double pause strike. It's gonna be 5 damage incoming. Snake gains advantage. And with that advantage, Ram Lethal is going to exceed, excuse me. Ram Lethal has a reload on her backside, so she draws a whole bunch of cards. And will get +1 power as well as range on spending force. It's going to be second copy of Hexa Edge from hand played by Leethus. Just run to the focus. So it'll be, what, 4 for 4? Hexa Edge does gain advantage. Tao spends 3 gauge on it, so can't really exceed anymore. And also, like, down a whole bunch of life. I didn't really realize. Leethus gains advantage. Goes ahead and boosts surprise. For 1 force, retreats 2 and strikes. Notably, this is like a boost that is like free on a lot of characters, I feel like, but right, quick backdash is a thing that exists, but no, Tao spends a force for it. And then just Wild Swings, I believe. Ram Lethal probably just has to decide whether she's spending force for range and power on this strike. If I had to guess. I believe this was a Wild Swing, so I think Tao still has the fast slow mix-up of like grass sweep or whatever. Yep, drops the Calvados, gets additional range on it. Tao Wild Swings dive, that's going to be no good. 6-speed cross will do the trick here. At range 3, will deal 4 total damage, courtesy of the UA. Ram Lethal now back to range 6 and just been able to zone Tao out here pretty effectively. These Wild Swings are pretty tough. Have been pretty tough. I think that there was a good spike that hit a sweep. But outside of that, it's not really getting the maximum value out of them. Anyway, just gonna be reshuffling for Snake, getting those options back into the deck. Cross is a good one there, like a 1 to 3 cross performs quite well into a lot of Tao's Wild Swings. So gets that cross back in there, gets his ultras back. Maybe 1 to 4 ultras, 1 to 5 ultras. How Snake closes out this game? Maybe the Calvados. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, looks like Tao's gonna be spending force here. 1, 2, 3, moving to range 3. Okay, it's gonna be Snake setting an EX attack. It's probably not EX slash, probably EX dive or EX the slow one, Cyberbato. It is EX Cyberbato. EX Cyberbato. Wait, what? Wait, am I missing something? Oh, looks like Snake unfortunately forgets to call the UA. Right, so the Cyberbato misses, unfortunately, for Snake. Yeah, okay. That looked a little suspect there, right? But looks like they're gonna play as if it hits. Because obviously, like, or I have no idea what they're doing. I don't know. Technically, I mean, Snake has no reason to play it, but at the same time, he did not declare EX Roboto or with the plus range. But it looks like Leethus is like allowing this. And he's like, yeah, there's a reason you initiate EX Roboto. So he gets hit, so he misses. And Leethus down just 4 HP. Snake says I won't like it. Yeah, but I mean, if the players want to do it, the players want to do it. I'm too tired to call it out. It's okay. Looks like Leethus initiating from hand here. So from hand is it's the Key special. Of course, it's going to be either Key special or dive since it's from hand. Red Lethal only 2 cards, just has to Wild Swing. Wild Swing's the Bayonetta, which is not going to do it. It's going to be 3 damage incoming. And looks like Tao's just going to be initiating another strike from hand. Notably, Tao's not reshuffled yet, so his options are getting a little bit thin. As in, Snake can kind of see what they are. Like, for example, I think both crosses are down. Looks like a 2-Force Grasp incoming, and that's going to beat a lot of things. Yeah, 2-Force Grasp, 4 power, beats the Spike out, and yeah, that's going to be game 1 going to Ram Lethal. Pretty dominating fashion this time. 16-0. Really, Tao didn't really have a whole lot going for her. I mean, had like that one cute jerk edge, and then had that wild swing spike. But outside of that, Ram Lethal has just been kind of just dominating that. By the way, looks like game number 2, we're going to be bringing out the Zato for Snake. And it's going to be the Giovanna for Leethus. So Zato, of course. We casted Zato just recently, I feel like. Zato, of course, has a puppet. Giovanna just has a bunch of on-curve stuff that's has hit draw 1. So her basic game plan is to try to overwhelm the opponent of resources with this action. Zato, on the other hand, is like a little bit of his owner puppety type character, where he puts his puppet down with normals, and then he uses his specials and ultras from using the range of the puppet. If that makes sense. Looks like Mulligan's happening here. Snake is going first again. Looks like they flipped coin. Looks like Snake preps, and Giovanna boosts Step Dash. Now that's draw 1 before close 1. Making range 3 mix up live for Giovanna here at range 4. She doesn't really have above curve options. She has on curve options, right? Nacente's on curve, triple kicks on curve, etc. etc. It's gonna be the Fly by Night boost. I've never seen this before. Retreat 1 key charge. Or retreat 1, add a card from hand to gauge as key charge. Looks like it's going to be the dash incoming, so advance 3. What's the before close 1? So I like grasp is an option, I guess. For Giovanna, that's above curve. It's going to be badass boosted for Giovanna. It's going to be next attack. It's going to be EX. So EX grasp is now a big threat. Kind of beats everything except focus here. It's going to be Eddie just dashing out of the corner. It's going to be Giovanna initiating strike. Is this grasp or is it not? It is grasp, and Eddie correctly, or Zato correctly calls it out with focus. So it's just going to be what 2 for 3. Zato gets to put Eddie on the board, so specials and ultras will be calculated from Eddie. It's going to be faultless defense boosted for Zato. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I've been just texting someone, but I think I'm going to go to... They're going to go to bed soon, so I will be putting my full force into casting this game. Sorry, just a little bit sleepy. It is a little bit late. It's past 10:30. It'll be faultless defense plus 4 guard. It's going to be the micro dash. Interesting, micro dash is over. Taking short side of board. You are farther away from Eddie. But that's an interesting one to micro dash over to short side of the board. Decides not to cancel. Eddie exceeds. This is... I've not seen Eddie exceed before. But, okay. You just have free reign on where Eddie goes. That's pretty cool. It's going to be Giovanna initiating strike force with hit draw 1. Giovanna is a character that just does really want to be initiating a whole bunch of strikes, right? Really want to be taking control of the game as far as resources are concerned with this hit draw 1, just to try to kind of overwhelm the opponent with cards. It's gonna be Giovanna playing cross, but she crossed over, so she's on short side of board, and cross is gonna be no good. Eddie just plays Rage 1 sweep, and Rage 1 sweep is gonna trade back. That is, that's unfortunate. That microdash. Anyway, Eddie can be repositioned. Range 1 options for Eddie include Pierce, Leap, and then I think there's an Ignore Guard one. Yeah, Damned Fang. It's going to be Badass boosted. This just means that... actually, Eddie also has a 2 gauge for Sun Void as well. Sun Void being the DP shape here. It's going to be Scramble Cancel here for Leethus. Morphus is not going to be it. It's just Giovanna playing Dive, but... Ooh, that is going to be a fat Wild Swing. EX Slash incoming. Beats anything that Giovanna's going to throw there. Lets me 5 more damage. Eddie can be repositioned, but it looks like Zato will not take that. Will not take that opportunity. Yeah, sorry. I'm done with that conversation, so I can put my full energy into casting this, or whatever energy I've left, that is. Giovanna finds herself in the corner. I mean, does have advancing options, right? Like, Soul Pate is at its best here, I guess. But Eddie just kind of all over Giovanna in this early game. Of course, it is Eddie's turn, courtesy of the Slash, EX Slash. Zato is definitely a little bit too close to Giovanna. I feel like Zato's a little bit more of a... Maybe wants to let Eddie kind of fight some of his battles, but Zato's in melee range right now. Maybe it's not the place to be? I don't know. That's going to be the Fly-By-Night. Will be cancelled, so Snake does not add a card. So moves back to range 2 and cancels. And then tacks on after advance or retreat 1 or 2 on this strike. So this could be like, it can't be the Sun Void anymore, but it still can be like a speed 6 option. It's just a Supercross, okay. Maybe because Zato wants to say, nope, Zato wants to, nope, out of there all the way back to range 7. Yeah, it is the Supercross. So retreats 5 on this strike. Deals 3 damage to Giovanna, who wild swings a sweep. Obviously, that's not going to do it. And Zato just completely out of there. Giovanna now has to fight Eddie. And yeah, this is kind of what we just were talking about. Like, Zato was just a little bit too close to Giovanna there. And, well, just kind of been hitting a bunch of normals so far this game, but, so now it's time to go for the specials, and remember that when Zato succeeded, he just placed Eddie down with any normal, right? So, like, can even whiff a normal, and then just place Eddie down really close to Giovanna at range 7, so the onus is on Giovanna to move all the way in, and... just finds himself out at... Giovanna finds herself out at sea here at range 7. This is all... Right, this all kind of happened because Giovanna microdashed to the short side of board and then took corner with the cross. Right? That's kind of part of the reasons why it happened, if I'm being honest. It's going to be a microdash cancel. Does Giovanna have move 3? Does she have a dash? That would draw one before close 1. Giovanna at range 6. I'm pretty sure nothing hits. Her max range is 4. Courtesy of the Trovao. So 5 with the step dash. So, I mean... this also just gives Zato free license just to strike with Sun Void. Sun Void performs pretty well here. Just kind of loses to... Doesn't lose, but just kind of like weirdly trades with Trovao. Trovao will close 4 afterward. But I guess Zato has to suss out whether Giovanna would strike defensively with Slash or Dive, or whether Giovanna would strike defensively with Trovao. Again, all these options miss, but it's actually interesting. Zato says Sun Void 3 damage. What little? Why would I ever play this? It's little baby damage. And CC's it away. CC4 drawing 5. Back to Giovanna here. So full reload here for Zato. And just says, hey Giovanna, you gotta spend a whole bunch of resources to come in. And looks like Leethus has 5 cards, so I mean, now's the time to do it. You definitely don't want to be striking, striking defensively. It looks like it's going to be expenditure of 2 force in the form of triple click and dust to move to range 4. Reminder, Giovanna still has before close 1 on her cards, right? So is still representing range 3 mix up here at range 4. Actually, Geo did draw for end of turn because just started at 5. Spent 2 and then drew 1 for end of turn. So back to Zato here. Eddie's at range 2, so Leap works. Invite Hell works. Fast Lot works. As far as specials are concerned from Eddie. Leap is the important one because that actually contests the potential speed 5 option that Giovanna can throw. But instead it's going to be a scramble cancel into an EX, and this looks unbeatable. What is this EX? That's a lot. This is pretty brutal. Pretty brutal scramble cancel here. Will Giovanna get a range 3 option? She doesn't have a whole bunch of them. Giovanna gets the slash, but it's EX Invite Hell, which will go first. Ooh, okay. EX Invite Hell is speed 5. Eddie will be yoinked back to Zato. And then this will be 6 total damage, and then Eddie will pop off the board. Diffuses the close 1 boost as well. What is that boost? Invite Hell. Yeah, so draws 1, and then of course, courtesy of Eddie, Eddie gives specials and ultras hit gain advantage. So using that, Zato will just boost Let's Rock. Eddie no longer aboard, so just Dive is the main threat here at range 4. I mean, could be that's a lot, I guess, the slow fireball. But don't know how many of those are left, if I'm being honest. Giovanna just down to 7 HP. Hasn't really been able to get that resource game going, that resource engine that we talked about earlier. Let's Rock gets tagged. Back to Zato here. Snake just does a quick discard check. Of course, neither player's reshuffled, so Giovanna on 4 and 9. Snake on 6 and 8. Although, This game's probably going to be over before that matters. Chorval gets parried. That is, of course, the sweep. Parry misses, though. We see a hand of triple kick, Tempestade, cross, and grasp. A hand that doesn't really work here at H1, unfortunately. Interesting that the 1-4 sweep got parried. Just because Giovanna's on 7 HP, probably doesn't even want to be playing that 1-4 sweep, if I'm being honest. Just because Giovanna doesn't really have the HP to trade. But again, it is just a range 4 option that hits, right? So that's why Snake parried it. Travad notably loses to... What's this card? That's a lot? Just kidding. It does not lose to that. I thought this was advanced or retreat up to 2, but I guess it's not. It's just advanced up to 2. That's my bad. Travad loses to... What? Loses to... Actually trades with Invite Hell as well. Anyway, Giovanna spends the grasp from hand to move to range 3. It's a little bit desperation time here for Giovanna, although Zato is down both slashes. I think leaps are up, though. Leap is a pretty devastating attack, and Zato just strikes as his EX Leap. EX Leap is 6 damage. 5 damage, excuse me, at 6 speed. Giovanna just wild swings. EX Leap loses to Trovao, but no, it's EX Dive. EX Dive will hop over to Trovao, and that'll be 6 damage. On curve, Giovanna down to just 1 HP. Notably, Giovanna did have Cross in hand, but chose not to play it. Maybe thinking that this was EX Leap at 6 speed. I don't know if leaps are down, though, or not. Because, again, I wasn't really paying the most attention in the first half of the game. Okay, to me, Giovanna just initiating a strike here. This is probably the Cross, if I had to guess. Although I don't know why you're playing it. But, I mean, this game is largely over anyway. Does Zato have Sunvoid? Zato does not have Sunvoid. Okay. Zato, okay, I respect this. I respect this. Zato attempts to call out a card like Cross. It says the Sol Puente. Sol Puente will be 4 damage to Zato. Of course, it's the Ignore Guard option that Giovanna has. Only works at range 1, does the Ignore Guard property of this card, but... It's going to be a faultless cancel strike here for Zato. Wonder if this is Leap. Just feels like an option that just like wouldn't. Giovanna, of course, finds herself on short side again. So yeah, it's a full board Leap. Triple kick is not going to do it. Leap wins the speed tie, and that's going to be game 2 going to Snake as well. And all in all, 2 pretty dominating games. Taukaka, Taukaka's not a very strong character in my opinion. So we kind of maybe surmised, or I guess I kind of did in my head. I wasn't really talking too much. But Remlethal was able to just smother Taukaka, just unable to get those wild swings going. And then obviously Taukaka on defense just a sitting duck into Remlethal. And then Zato to Giovanna. This is the first time I've seen like. This is only the second time I've seen like Zato gameplay. I feel like Zato is like not a very strong character, but also apparently people rate Giovanna kind of low as well. So it's good to see kind of Zato do some Zato shenanigans and get to build space on the board, and kind of get the Zato thing going. But it looks like these players are not going to be playing the game 3. So that's going to be it for me. We'll just wait once that gets confirmed. Yeah, looks like it is confirmed. The players are not going to be playing the game 3 here, so no Nagoriyuki. No Nagoriyuki, and no Testament. We've not seen this. I feel like we've not casted this character before. But maybe next time we'll see it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'm like really tired, so I'm just gonna go straight to bed. So I will see you guys later. Bye bye.